Yes, welcome back. Um, I need to apologize, that we started the program late, and that was an oversight. Um, Unfortunately, very rare technical issues happened, and we had to fix it. And so, yes, we're back, and we're taking off right away. It is my pleasure to introduce a colleague. He's one of the people who you don't see too often. You really cannot identify, but I tell you, when he picks up the pen, it's either he will make or mar, whatever it is. But thank God this man sitting beside me often will make any and everything. It is a pleasure to introduce to you a journalist, an experienced one at that, Mr. Adedeji Ake. Did I get it right?
No, I did that.
Sorry, Ayodeji Ake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when he told me his name while we were discussing, I'm saying, okay, the Ayodeji is Yoruba, but the Ake, is it not supposed to be Ake? He said no, that it's not a Yoruba name, it's a Delta name. It's so good to have you on the program this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here. Actually, well, I don't want to delve into the name. It's a long story, so I don't want to delve into it.
Okay, so really and truly, you are going to be doing the work this morning. We're just going to throw it all on you, and you're going to just take it on. All right, so we'll be looking at our papers as usual. We're going to be starting today with the Daily Trust. They're above the nameplate, which is really the only story on that newspaper. It's 2027 calculations shift as Obi Kwakwanso join NDC. And I'd like to bring Okpe into this because I'm sure he knows that at some point, when the NDC was established and we heard of it, I said to him, this is going to happen. Okpe says, no, it's not likely to happen. It's not going to make sense, any sense. But I told Okpe that in Nigeria, any and everything can make sense if they want it to. So I'm going to throw that question to you, Mr. Ake. What do you think? Was I right or was I wrong?
Well, um, to start with, it's a political season, and we expect the unexpected. They are politicians, and but like I've been saying, it's not time for them to start dancing now. It's not time for congratulations or celebrations as we speak. Yes, a lot of people didn't see it coming. The mastermind of the whole coalition thing was very far. Unfortunately, he's actually nowhere to be found as we speak. You can't find him around. Probably somewhere serving something or has been confronting a whole lot. But that's not the issue now. The issue is we know that ADC has been battled in many ways. We were around when we had the issue of status quo antebellum, and we had a lot of discussions around who actually will get the ticket. There are a lot of political calculations. We've seen the former vice president grant interviews when he said, what, I'm not stepping down for anybody, let's go to the primary. And that actually signals a lot. People were bothered. And we all know, except we want to shy away from the truth, people has been that he's not a failure when we talk about primaries. I always champion primaries, and definitely he will win. He knows how to play primaries very well. And we didn't see a purposeful commit to ADC, but when the whole relationship with APC got soured, and a lot of politics will come in, we had to look for better headway. Then we saw him come to ADC, and of course, Obi wore a cap that was not supposed to wear during Labour Party. I was shocked when it was, when he was backing the Aburi faction as a politician. I don't think you're supposed to back any faction. You are supposed to. Maybe Obi is not seeing himself as a force yet. In the Labour Party, he had the chances. You are not supposed to back Abure or the Apapa movement. You are supposed to just sit back and throw your weight behind whosoever that is winning.
Winning.
Because you are the politician, and you are the candidate. Everybody is looking out for the Labour Party. And look at him here. John getting around from one political party to another.
About
And people
five
are saying,
times.
well, I think they call him a normal politician now, as to speak, a nomadic politician right now. So, and now I think he granted another interview recently whereby he said he can't stay where there is issue, and a lot of backlash, a lot of congratulation message. Now in NDC, yes, I said this because of during the weekend. I didn't know this was going to happen yesterday. And if you notice, when we had the workers' day, the NDC were having their congress, and there were a lot of pressure. Trust me, a lot of people reach out to me. Why NDC trying to force them to come to the party? You know, the way they will woo you is, give us your name and your NIN, and boom, they'll add it to one WhatsApp group, and before you know it, their comments, they are inviting you, mounting pressure to talk to the NDC. And I said, you know what? NDC, they are smart. NDC is just about 2 months old,
Oh,
and they are smart. They saw that NDC is having it, and they had to, just take advantage of that. Yes, they went to Supreme Court, a lot of jubilations, and I said it's not time for Eureka because the Supreme Court only lifted the status quo anti-bill. So you are going back to the courts. So a lot of issues. Now, NDC, people are saying the marriage is going to be fine, the new bride, things is going to happen, Obi for president, fine. But who will lead? Is Obi leading or is Atiku leading? That's the question, because if you look at the body language, before the close-up meeting yesterday, how they arrived at the meeting, I'm not seeing the Kwankwaso stepping down for Obi, and I'm not seeing Obi stepping down for Kwankwaso. Yes, they both have soldiers, they have their the Kwankwaso and the biggest movement, but it is what it is. But let's watch out. Who will actually get a ticket? Therefore, ADC is quite unfortunate, but trust me, they still have Amechi and Atiku. Or maybe they will be a good match. Atiku may actually claim the ticket for ADC while Amechi
Amechi.
becomes vice, or the other way around. But trust me, I'm not seeing an Atiku vice anybody.
All right, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. Where you'll take that.
Yeah, I was really getting carried away with Mr. Yodeji's analysis, because the Nigerian political space is quite interesting. I always tell people that you can take breakfast in PDP, enjoy a good lunch in the APC, and then by dinner, Senator Serake Dixon is serving you in NDC. That is how we lack anything that has to do with ideologies. It's just about interest. We're floating, and we're seeing where anywhere Bele feels, like they would always see on the street. So I'm not exactly surprised though, but we'll find a way around it. For the okay, we're looking at Vanguard. Obi Kwankwaso trigger mass defection. A lot of riders, by the way. Obi Kwankwaso others joined Dixon's NDC brainstorm in Abuja. Why we left the ADC? Obi, you are a political nomad, and that is coming from the presidents as they mock Peter Obi. I'm making reference to his political journey in the last 5 years, from the PDP to the Labour to the ADC, now to the NDC. APC closes sales of form today as coalition demands INEC probe of APM and NDC. Well, on the INEC website, the same legal advisor that is representing APM is the same legal advisor representing NDC. So that is what this rider is making reference to. So maybe that is where the whole issue again will start, because it looks like once a major force moves into a political party like this, litigations would always start. It looks like that's the pattern. Still on the Vanguard.
But sorry, I mean, if that's the pattern, what do you think? What do you think is happening? Because honestly, I don't know, but it's like a party wants to rear its head, and then something wants to kill it. That's, in my opinion, that's it. But I don't know what it is for you.
No, I think we should start from before 2023 or after 2023. Who else have said anything about APM except for the Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi that just defected from APC to APM? And everybody said, oh, this was the same party. I don't want to, okay, let me just mention. The Akila days and the Amosu using the state. And now, what is happening now? Oh, APM is coming back. So, and yes, I saw the story saying they have the same legal advisor, the APM and the ADC. But we are yet to get reaction from INEC. Yes, we heard that the legal advisor actually resigned from APM, and now in ADC anything can happen. Because like I said, you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner anywhere. This is Nigeria. So let's wait for their reaction. But of course, it's very impossible for them to have one legal advisor in APM and ADC, except because I'm seeing a game from Bauchi. Permit me to just go to Bauchi a bit. Look at what happened to Bala Mohammed. Bala Mohammed wanted to go to APC. Wike said a lot of things, and a lot of things came up. He wanted to go to the PDP. Yes, He wanted to remain in PDP rather. But look at what happened with what played out between him and Wike, even in PDP. Yes, even when Saraki came in and said, you know what, let's come to the table and have this discussion and let's settle whatever. He said he's not going to have anything to do with
Wiki.
Wike. Now he's playing a game just like this one has played. He went to APM. Trust me. I don't know what he's playing. Maybe he wants to actually throw his heart into the ring, to the presidential ring, or he's just going to just disguise, just like this thing has done. And watch, where are we going to match? Are we matching with the ADC or with the APC or with the new baby, the NDC? So I think he's just playing the game. But trust me, nobody heard about APM after the election in the States. But now APM is back. It's not as if they were not running the party. It's back. So the opposition party will always come around and find a way. But you said something. Litigation. I had a bit talk about litigation in a recent video. I think yesterday, when I was saying, oh, the parties are destructive. I don't want to believe that anybody, the position coming out to tell me that, oh, the APC is trying to scatter parties. Scatter APC. If you have the power.
Exactly. That's what I
push them back.
Exactly.
If any party is coming to disrupt the party, that means it's a political strategy. Don't come and cry to the media and tell us that you disrupt their party as well. Let us know who is who. So I don't want to go further. Let's just keep it the legal advisor we just discussed. But trust me, from what we had that the legal advisor actually resigned from APM to ADC, and let's wait for the INEC reaction.
All right,
maybe
so
they are yet to update
their website. Okay, so still on Vanguard, Delta States, Okowa, Nwoko, Omoagege, Dafinon, others in Rumble for APC Senate ticket. I've said it that the senatorial calculation in Delta will be more interesting than the governorship election because there are a lot of big wigs, right there. Outrage over attack of Nigerians in South Africa. Nigerian alert citizens of xenophobic protest today. That is on page 38 of the Vanguard. NGE, that's the Nigerian Guild of Editors, Serap to Tinubu, protect journalists, end insecurity and impunity. Are still on the Vanguard. Power sector crisis, banned regime collapses, discourse miss delivery targets. That is on page 11. Efficiency becomes the new growth as frontier for asset holding. So there's a major picture right there on the front page of the Vanguard, and there is the deputy governor of Jigawa State and the ambassador of Ivory Coast to Nigeria and the managing director executive of Zenith Bank, Dame Dr. Adaora, and members of the Planning and Development Committee of Ivory Coast are commissioning the new chapter of Zenith Bank in Ivory Coast. So that is the picture that we have on the front page of Vanguard. So let's check the Daily Sun.
Yeah, before we go into the Daily Sun, still looking at the Vanguard that Okpe just read, and the same topic, we touched on. Same lawyer for the two parties. Coalition demands INEC probe of APM and NDC. Now, my question is about INEC. INEC, in your opinion, what do you think about INEC?
Well, I've actually
do you think they are really independent?
Amukuto. When he brought in Amukuto, one of my responsibilities as a pen pusher is to read the dossier of whosoever that will be coming to power. When I read the dossier, yes, I was news. I was happy that maybe this is the Messiah we have been waiting for over the years. But of course, basically that kind of position, I think reputation matters. Now, and how you handle issues. When the issue of ADC came up, the status quo antebellum, I blame mine. The court judgment was about 2 weeks before. So why are you coming around to say it now? Why not just jump into discussion and probably take them to court? Why delaying? And a lot of people have accused that the INEC that probably is a major issue for the APC. And look at what played out. We've had crisis about INEC and the social media angle. They came to say, they don't have any active and a lot. Maybe they really do not understand what it means to have reputation. We talk about independence, or maybe they really do not understand the word independence. I think they should just go back to the dictionary and understand. Yes, people will believe that nothing is independent in Nigeria. Even if you want to say you are independent, judicial yourself, for example, they feel they should be independent. But unfortunately, this is where we are. But for INEC, I think Nigerians are expecting more than enough. Look at what's happening around. A lot of protests. People are planning protests against Amupiton. You know what? Resign. It means, well, even though people, his allies have come to say, no, Amupiton is someone with good reputation. But let's improve the reputation. It's not about INEC, it's about Amupiton. It's about his reputation. Let him tell us, or let him show to Nigeria. Don't tell us. Politicians can pay empty
Yeah.
services or anything.
Yeah,
And
I
anybody
agree.
can come on board and say, you know what, this is it, this is it. We want actions. We want to see, how you can deliver INEC in Nigeria and let them see that truly INEC is independent. But for me, Nigerians are watching. INEC needs to be very, very careful. Very, very careful.
You know, I'm very concerned when an organization, an agency of government that is expected to be 100% impartial, 100% and unbiased umpire. And I always tell people that when we ask for credible election, it's not just coming from the politicians alone. It's also coming from institutions that helps us through the electionary process. INEC, the police, the agents, the political parties themselves, everyone have roles to play. But as long as we continue to question the independence of INEC, this is why. As long as the person that appoints INEC is also going to be a part of that election, I always make the quicker reference to a football game. I'm Chelsea, for instance. I'm hosting a game in my stadium, and I'm the one choosing the center referee. I'm the one choosing the linesmen. I'm the one choosing the VAR officials, because the president will choose the different resident electoral commissioners in their different states. The president would nominate the national commissioners to represent the 6 geopolitical zones, and ultimately the national chairman. And I'm contesting in that election. A lot of us often forget when they say who pays the piper dictates the tune. We're not alleging anything. But as long as that provision of the constitution is not debated, is not altered, and the president continues to nominate the chairman of INEC, it will be difficult, especially again when the budget of INEC is going to be approved by the same executive. It's difficult when the control of the CBN is in the hand of someone that the president also nominated, the CBN governor. So until we go back to that section of the constitution that says you cannot be a judge in your own case, you cannot appoint the judge that will deliver judgment in a case you are involved in. It's going to be difficult. If you say Amupiton should resign, are you assuring us that the next person that will come would also not have questions around the integrity of that person? Because the president will still nominate another person that will replace Amupiton. That's the question Nigerians need to sit back and look
Unfortunately,
into.
the
Talk to your
Constitution
lawmakers.
allows for it. That's what the Constitution says. Unfortunately, we have not in Nigeria been able to draw a distinctive line such that we will allow the Independent National Electoral Commission to run independently. I mean, it's you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to allege anything, but this is the picture that has been painted. So whether we allege, whether we say it or not, it is crystal clear that this is what is happening. And that's why some people are calling for the resignation of the chairman of INEC. Well, let's see, just as Mr. Ake said, let's see how it unfolds on a daily basis. But I feel, a bit more confident now that it's not as if we were just thinking, the unthinkable. We were actually on track, because he is, confirming every single thing that we have said on this table every morning about INEC and about the workings of INEC and the chairman's, decisions. Nigerians are watching. Our eyes are on you. That's what we keep telling you. Okay, now it's time for us to go to the Daily Sun. Hope fades for petrol price crash as Hormuz deadlock persists. Marketers fear fresh hike. Refiners slam federal government. Okay, so a little away from politics. Well, it's politics all the same, but this time it's politics in the Middle East and it's international politics. Now, for you, how do you see what is happening in the Hormuz and the effects on us as Nigerians?
Well, we're talking about the Nigerian industry.
Yes.
Well, for me, I'll start by saying Nigerians are suffering. And it's not enough for the federal government to acknowledge every time. I've watched the president say, oh, I understand your suffering. I've seen your suffering. But how are you addressing it? Yes, they come back to tell us it's a global issue. Now we have a refinery that we feel we should be benefiting from. We have that government refineries actually not working. Because at some point there were a lot of debates. Oh, we are going to revive it. We are going to revive it. And when we have the new NNPCL chairman, appointed, I don't know his name. Okay, I'll come up with his name. The new
The NNPC
chairman.
chairman.
Yeah, NNPCL chairman. When he came up, I also read his job. It's coming from the stream, and I saw that this is the man that will do the job. And at some point, he wasn't even sure of what he was saying. Oh, we are going to revive the refineries. Oh, we are going to sell, and he was just making a lot of big points. And at that point, I gave up. I said, it seems this man does not really understand where he's coming from. And look at what played out when Dangote came up. But when Dangote actually, commissioned the refinery, Nigerians were so happy. Even myself, I told somebody, I said, you know what, watch out, Nigeria is coming up. In fact, we rule it and you enjoy it. You can buy fuel anytime. Yes, they have been able to solve the problem of scarcity, but have they been able to solve the problem of the power of purchase? That's the problem. How do you want to explain that somebody is earning about 75,000 naira per month, and cost of transportation is high? Cannot even. Yeah, of course, we used to have the Minister of Power Bank before he resigned, and people were running on gen and could not even buy.
I didn't miss that.
I didn't get that.
I didn't miss that. Minister of Power Bank.
Maybe.
I didn't miss that.
That was one. So actually, and even before that, you have a lot of issues. When it comes to power, you can't even boost up 5 hours power. Power supply. You're running on full. It was businesses were not even relying on power again. And trust me, you want to buy a sachet of water, you know how much that costs now. You want to buy a plastic water, you know how that costs now. So, but the whole game, when the whole market game came up, I was shocked. I think the Dangote refinery came to actually expose a lot of things that we fail to understand. The marketers and resource on carcass. And at some point, Dangote could not take all of this pressure.
You have to come out.
I saw him holding press conferences. And I was like, oh, seriously? So there is pressure here. So you guys have just been absorbing it as if nothing is happening. But look at it. But it's still quite unfortunate that, trust me, you can't ask me how much it's fuel today. I don't know. Because for like a week, you hear fuel is now 1 it's now 1.2. It's now
1.3.
1.250.
And I'll just say, you know what? Just buy 10,000 naira. I don't know. Because you can't keep convincing Nigeria. But I think Nigerians, I'm not even thinking, I'm very sure, the Nigerians are expecting, even though there have been a lot of diversification, people no longer believe in gen, they are now going to solar because they cannot afford fuel. People no longer go to work often like they go from Monday to Saturday, they now work remotely, and we have a lot of workspace running on solar, and that pays actually. But the problem is, are we just going to run away from the problem, or we are going to solve the problem? Dangote, we feel, is here to solve the problem, but he keep telling us global problem. But this is Nigeria, so why should we be suffering even amid enough resources? So I think, unfortunately for the president, is the minister for petroleum, right? So I don't know how he's been able to manage the portfolio being the president.
Well, I would say unfortunately for us, because at this moment, nothing matters really to our leaders. What is important is the elections that are coming. So, in that space of time, they should be thinking in that direction, But in that space of time, nobody cares what happens to you and I. That's the truth. For them, that is their priority.
Exactly.
When Mr. Bayo Ojulari came on board,
thank you.
Yes, there was quite a huge level of optimism.
Which is what he said.
We thought it was going to be a departure from what we used to have, the conspiracy around NNPC. And if you go back to, I think a couple of months back, I was listening to one of the campaigns of the late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola in 1991. And one of the things he said was that he was going to unbundle NNPC. So it's not a today's problem, And we've had a series of leadership, structural balance, limited, it's now been a public liability company, this and that. So we thought Mr. Bayo Ojulari was going to bring some, in quote, expected sanity into the system. However, we've continued to see the consequences of being an oil-producing state and not having a government-owned refinery. Whether it's Port Harcourt, it's Kaduna, it's Warri, none of those refineries have been able to refine a single barrel of crude in the past 22 years. And billions of taxpayers' monies are being sent to maintain the refineries that is not working. People are getting promotion, they are becoming directors, they are sending them to training. If you go to those refineries today, staff are resuming there every day, Monday to Friday.
And
they are collecting salaries.
They earn a
Exactly.
salary.
But they're not doing anything. You will see the luxury cars that staff brings to work, but they're not functional. So when you have a system that depends solely, almost 92% of our daily consumption coming from Dangote, and if I'm an investor and I've invested in Dangote, and I see what is happening in the global market, whether the Strait of Hormuz or Iran, everything, I'll tell Dangote, say, come, I did not invest in you to be sympathetic to Nigeria. I'll play by the global standard so that my own investment will bring in more returns. It's as simple as that. Dangote is only in business to make profit for people that invested in the business. And as long as it stays that way, as long as we cannot maintain or put our own refinery into work, as long as we are depending on a private investor that put in his $20 billion, JJ, have you noticed? Dangote has gray all over his head right now. It's not easy to run a business in Nigeria. It's tough.
It's tough.
And permit me to just add something. I think we should always learn to flip the coin too. Yes, we talk about the line, but something happened last month when the federal government actually announced a one account for the NNPC. See how much that was written by trillion. That was amazing. And we expect that, yes, you are making money, we are seeing that you are working, but please spend the money judiciously and let that continue. You floated the naira, you've removed the subsidy, and we have enough money now. I don't even know why we are borrowing. But the president said they are borrowing is not a passer, or I don't know. Kind of what he said. But please, whatever money you are borrowing or whatever money you are raking in, regardless, please, I think it's time for us to start spending judiciously.
So you're kind of, giving me this feeling of nostalgia, and because I'm now thinking, do all journalists think the same way? The same things that we have said on this table on a daily basis is what you're saying. And that's why some people will sit in their homes and say they want to shoot the journalists on television. Because they don't want to hear the truth. But the truth wears no disguise. That's the way it is. Unfortunately, we need to call our leaders to accountability, to transparency, to responsibility, whether they like it or whether they don't like it. We will do our bit, unfortunately, for them. Still on the Daily Sun, South Africans continue to protest against foreigners today. And the rider is Tinubu expresses sadness and orders close monitoring of events. Well, these are things that are high commissioners or ambassadors should be handling, should be dealing with. Unfortunately, and I'm not going to put the blame entirely on the Tinubu administration, because the Buhari administration also had their lapses. But what I'm saying is that when you say you're coming with change, there's a renewed hope, that we have, while you're coming, and then nothing is being done to improve what the last government has done. Then we start to ask questions. Fortunately, now we're using the fire brigade approach. You say you're expressing sadness, you're ordering close monitoring of events. Why are we monitoring the events? So after the events have happened, what happens? The events that have happened in Nigeria, how far have we gone with all of those? These are the questions we're asking. Now, in South Africa, these protests continue to happen. What do you think is the solution, really? We know what the causes are. We know the effects, but what do you think is the solution? What would you expect a responsible government to do?
For me, I'll start by saying I want to appreciate Nigerians. We are very accommodating.
I tell you the truth.
It's only in Nigeria that someone who comes into Nigeria will start celebrating them. Celebrate the white a lot, we celebrate blacks and oh, this person is from South Africa, he's from Benin Republic, oh, let's welcome him. We do that a lot. And it's quite unfortunate how we probably are not generally acceptable outside the country. Because yes, they perceive Nigerians are just this kind of special human beings. I'll say it again. But let's just travel to South Africa. The issue of that topic attack is money. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been around for years, but we have been trying to run away from it, whether we like it or not. I had friends when it was hiking, when it was really hot. I had friends in South Africa that I'll call every morning, and I'll call them. Are you fine? Where are you? What is happening? And they'll tell me they can't go outside of their house. I said, you know what? I don't know what you have. You have your house, sell it. You have your car, sell it. Come to Nigeria. Nigeria is not, yes, it's not easy here in Nigeria. I don't know if it's easy down there. I've never been to South Africa.
But your life
I'm not
is,
sure.
is safe. I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
considerably.
And I'm not sure I'm interested in South Africa. But they will tell me that things are not even easy over there. Over there. Now, and I will tell you for free, I have one of them that is in Nigeria as we speak. Then he sold his house, he sold his, about 2 of his cars, he came to Nigeria, he started the fashion house down there in the corridor actors of Lagos State. And he's doing well for himself. I see went to his store, I think about 3 weeks ago.
Is this where you made this outfit?
Well, not this exact. Trust me, I'm very big when it comes to native. So, and look at what happened. At some point, we thought there were a lot of international diplomacy, international discussion, to downturn all of this. And until when something happened, I really do not understand why Nigerians will be, battling for kingship in South Africa.
I mean,
saw the
I don't
video
understand.
And I was asking myself. Now, this particular, at some point, I had a rumor that some Nigerians were trying to build a community. And after then, they were saying, oh, they had a king, crowning of their kings. And the kings in that vicinity said, we are not in support. See, whether we like it or not, Nigerians are hardworking people. Wherever we go to the UK, go to Canada, go to US, go to South Africa, go to Uganda, go to anywhere, go to Yugoslavia, even countries we don't know,
you will find Nigerians there. You must.
So, and this will always call for envy. Trust me, if you give Nigeria $1,000 in the US, he or she will do something with it and it will survive. We actually know how to survive. But if South Africans are saying, you know what, we don't want you, even though it's quite unfortunate for South Africa to say openly that
for a country that stood behind you doing.
But if it has gotten to that point, there's a goal. I'm even shocked when they said about 134 or there said they are coming back home. I was expecting about 2,000 or 5,000. So, but Nigerians, anything that happened, they don't want to come home. So, what is happening now? So, I think the best thing is let us settle our own first.
Thank you.
They will come back home.
Thank you.
So they will have no reasons to go to any other country. If you are going to another country, my friends will call me like, "Guy, you are suffering." I say, "Yes." You are in UK, I'll come and greet you. I'll spend 2 weeks. Come and stay. I'm not interested. Don't worry, I'll come and say hi to you in Canada. I'll come and say hi to you in US. But I'm in Nigeria and I'll stay in Nigeria. So that is it. Nigeria is, well, we are in the incubator as we speak. As our president will say, we are going through a lot of economic reform. And things are hard. We are suffering. I'll keep saying it and I'll say it again so that they will listen and they will know. So it's not until during election you'll be sending trailers of rice to the north about 19 states. I don't want to delve into that. We are only eating rice. I don't know. And at some point, I think last week I was telling somebody, I said I'm tired of rice. Unconsciously, I ate rice for 1 week. I'm like, I don't understand. Trust me, there are a lot of health implications to that. I don't want to go there because I have a very robust idea about health. I wrote health for 10 years, so I know what that means. But our problem is not rice. Let them solve the issue. So when our own is settled, trust me,
People will come back.
they'll come back.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. If our home is settled, they will come back. Okpe said, why don't they leave South Africa and come home? At least they will know that they are safe in Nigeria. I don't agree with that, Okpe.
No, what I'm saying is that, the safety of not having random people just attack you on the street. I know that we have our security challenges. What I'm saying is that
In
you're not
Nigeria,
waking up in
we
the
have
morning and
random people
somebody
attacking
burning.
you. In Nigeria,
That's why Mr. Adeji said we should fix
yeah,
that problem.
and that's what we've said. You
If the
and
home
I
is safe,
have said it.
I
Yes,
would rather want to live here as a king than
Yes,
go live like a second-class
proper
citizen in another country.
in another
When I'm
country.
pumping in my investment because you assume that I'm taking your women, I'm taking your jobs. And it's crazy.
Why didn't you do your jobs yourself?
It's as simple
if
as
the
that.
opportunities were not there,
Do you know how many millions of South
Nigerians would come
Africans
and do
that
your jobs and excel.
Do you know how many millions of
in-
South African
in
investment
doing
we have
these
in this
jobs?
country? Do you know how many South Africans have businesses and investments in this country?
And when they come to this country, they feel safe.
We welcome them.
Like Mr. K rightly said, we're very warm. Nigerians are very warm people, and these people enjoy our warmth, but they're not ready, to be warm to us, unfortunately. And it's simple, as you rightly analyzed. It's a thing of jealousy. It's a thing of envy the things that Nigerians can do, the positive things this time that Nigerians can do, they cannot do, unfortunately. And there's nothing we can do about that. We are who we are now.
Why would you be angry at me?
Exactly. Why
Your
you dey vex?
your women don't like you, they're following us.
They see you like this, we're white, we're calm. They don't know the things that you've been through.
You know, actually, I've attended a lot of events, and you know, I've attended a lot of programs where the white men or women say, "Oh, I love your attire." I say, "Yes, this is why we're Nigerian. Do you like?" and get you some. I think I got one of the caps.
Don't even go that
and
route.
you know, they love it.
I have had people
That's
ask
why
me
we're Nigerian.
to remove my clothes and give to them or sell to them in America. And I'm not kidding you. And that has happened all the time. So we are proud people, you know, and we'll continue to be proud irrespective of what our leaders are doing. Because they say there's no money, there's no money. Yet we know that we're making windfall. There's no accountability. We don't know what's happening to the money.
We'll see the money now.
Well,
Coming months, we'll see the money.
We have to see the the politics
election
now.
is here, now. The
Politics
money
is
will come out
here.
now.
You may not get to our pocket,
But
but
you'll be
we'll
seeing
see.
it.
We'll see it flying
And
around.
you start wondering, oh, this
Where this money been before?
When was it before?
Okay.
The thing will come out now.
We'll see the money.
Didn't you hear somebody very powerful in this country saying that all this kidnapping and insurgency
end 2 weeks after election.
2 weeks after election?
I
Honestly.
don't want to talk about that, but I've been saying it and I'll say it. Maybe that will be the time I'll personally go to the street and go and protest. I don't mind if it's going to be a one-man show. It's so absurd and very unhuman to play politics at the detriment of human life.
Of human lives.
Very unhuman. All because he wants to get to that position.
That means they know so
I
much.
don't want to believe they are the cause of this. No, I don't want to believe.
All right, let's leave it at that because we don't even have the time to continue at this point. We just must end the program right now. I wish we had so much time because this discussion was so interesting. But you must promise us that you'll come back.
Yeah, of course. I will definitely come back.
All right. So on that note, it's time for us to say our goodbyes on the Breakfast Express show. We'll start with our guest. Maybe you want to just say goodbye.
Okay, I actually don't want to say, I don't have much to say, but I'll just say this. Now, you are in the political season, things are happening, but whatever the case may be, politicians, please don't take advantage of Nigerians. Yes, we are suffering, we know, but don't tell it to our face. Stop sharing one cup of rice or one cup of beans or whatever just to make mockery of our situation because you want to get to a position. And please, we don't want attacks. If you lose, please go to your house. Don't stress us. Don't make don't cut chairs on the streets. We want to sleep and sleep well. So if you are jumping to ADC, you are jumping to APC, you are doing anything, please just be mindful. We want peace. That peace as we keep signing every election period, sign it properly and read carefully. We don't want issues. And that is it. God bless Nigeria.
All right, Okwe.
And God bless you too. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. This conversation continues tomorrow. But remember, this week and the next couple of days is going to throw up a lot of flips, especially within our political space. So I keep your fingers crossed and always join us 8 in the morning. We'll always bring you the very best of newspaper conversation and, thought-provoking, guests like we have this morning. My name is Okpeyemi Akende. Once again, it's a new week. I will continue tomorrow.
And before we leave, please follow us on all our social media platforms. It's at MITV Plus on Facebook, at MITV Plus _NG on Instagram, TikTok, and X. You can also watch our programs live on YouTube at MITV Plus _NG. Please remember to click the like and subscribe button. And thank you for watching. My name is Tom Aderile. Like I always say, go stand in front of the mirror, and if you see anything that's wrong about you that you need to change, please change it ASAP. Let's make the world a better place. Thank you so much for watching the program. We should be back again with you tomorrow morning, and I'll be looking forward to having you on the program. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and God bless you. Thank you so much to our guests. Thank you so much. God bless you.